Package. Alright, so before I open this up, just gonna say what I always say. The reason why I do this is to make sure nothing's broken, it's not missing anything, it's the right thing, you know, this, that, and the other. This is a sealed package. I did not cut it open yet or anything, so I will cut it open in a second. But first I want to bring up something that you guys might agree with, and I seem to have a problem with. The damn post office. For instance, I'm talking about the USPS. I've been waiting for this package for 3, 4, maybe more than that, weeks. And I don't know exactly whose fault it is. I don't know whether to blame the person who I trade it with or whether to blame the post office itself. And for a while, I was blaming the person who I trade it with. I don't know if it was entirely the post office's fault, or if if it was partially his, partially the post office. But I did track the package once I finally got the confirmation number from him, and it said that it was supposed to be here on the 24th. Now today is the 27th, I believe. That's a whole 3 days later. And when me and him were talking, we had a conversation about how when he first sent it out, it got resent back to his house. Which I understand that, that kind of stuff happens. But, that kind of thing, it just makes you feel uneasy. And for me, I guess I'm very impatient and I have anxiety, so once something doesn't arrive when it's supposed to, I get really nervous about it, and, that's just what happens to me. That's how I feel about it. But I've talked to a couple other people recently, and they were telling me that USPS has been messing up, and it's just, for figures specifically, like collectible figures, which I trade and sell and buy and, all that, you can't really mess with that kind of thing. For instance, what's in here is something that's worth $100+. So, or well, that's what's supposed to be in here. So, you don't go messing with something like that, especially when I sent out a trade, for, like this was a trade. I traded my Narnia castle and a, Avengers Hulk figure from the movie, and I mean Hulk is what, like $20 maybe? I don't know how much they were at Walmart, something like that. And then the Narnia castle runs from like 70 to I don't know. I think it's something like $100 and something, just the Narnia castle itself. I guess it just all depends. But I'm not going to continue to ramble here. I just want to say, like, it's an uneasy feeling to not know when something's going to arrive. I mean, it's an awesome feeling when it does. And you're like, yes, it's finally here, whatever. But I usually feel that way when it's there, when it's supposed to be there. But I just got it today, finally. And I feel bad, given him so much trouble over this trade just because I've been waiting for it. But I guess I'll just start cutting it open now. I'm going to do it from the bottom because it looks like there is a easy way to get it open. It's all taped all the way around. I already cut boxes open for a living. No, not literally. There's a lot of boxes that I have to cut open at work, so I'll just cut open more boxes when I get home. This box I don't mind cutting open though. Alright, sweet. I can already see it is what it's supposed to be. along with a bunch of peanuts and bubble wrap. Alright, cool. So you can kind of see it already there. And we got the Build-A-Figure Red Hulk. Get some type of paper. I guess he used these to stuff the package with, so that it doesn't ruin the figure or whatever. I don't know. Okay, so finally I got this guy. I've been wanting him for a while. Finally here. But yeah, this was a figure that I was originally going to just buy all the pieces, or all the figures for it, and just build them, you know, on my own. But I decided, since I had a lot of things for trade, I would, you know, try and get this guy. A lot of the other figures in the wave I do want, though. So if anybody has, for instance, Spiral, that's one figure I do want really bad. If anybody has Spiral, both versions, I would like to buy or trade for them. So yeah, here we got the Build-A-Figure Red Hulk from the Target series. I'm not sure all the figures in the wave. I know like Union Jack is one of them, and Spiral's another, and I forget who else. I don't know. I can't think off the top of my head. But I've been wanting this figure for quite some time now. There's a few scuffs on him. It's not a big deal, because I can clean them up easily and do some touch-up paint if I really need to. He's got some scuffs on his head especially. Well, if I buy a Spiral, I could just switch out the head if I really wanted to. Or I can just repaint the hair. It doesn't really matter to me. Head pops off really easy. But, really cool. Thank you guys for checking this out. And, yeah. Okay, so I went ahead and took it upon myself to just touch up this figure. Just because, you know, there's a lot of parts on him that, not a lot. There's a few parts on him that I felt like weren't done right. I don't know what I'm trying to say really, but I'm sure those of you who have this figure and know already that his toenails and thumbnails usually aren't painted. I don't know if I already said that, but I went ahead and painted them, and I repainted his hair because there's a little bit of chipping in there, and I don't know, I might do like a little bit of gray dry brushing, or maybe even a wash, or on his hair and nails, just because I've seen him actually drawn without painted nails. I've seen them red, which to me doesn't make any sense. And I guess they just didn't feel like, you know, coloring the nails at the time. I don't know. I'm looking at a comic right now just to see if his nails are painted. I think that's just what they did. They just decided to not paint or color them in on the comic itself. So anyway, another thing I did was I repainted his eyes. They are yellow with there's a little bit of black around them, as you can see, but there's like an orange kind of outline in them, and I really like this look because he kind of looks funny with just black eyes and white pupils. It just doesn't look great to me, so I did this for my own I don't know, my own version, this is the way I prefer it. So anyway, I'm sorry about my words being all jumbled. I'm not really thinking too much about what I'm saying. Anywho, I made it like how I do with all my other customs, able to be glow in the dark. That kind of look cool. It's more like fluorescent, not glow in the dark. So you can kind of see a little bit of the orange, especially on the this side right here. You can see a little bit of orange. Kind of looks like he's crying, the orange, but that's just because I did it really quick, so it didn't stay in one spot. I kind of I did the orange as a wash, so the orange kind of filled other creases. Like you can see it on the left and right side of the eyes, but it's barely noticeable. I just had the camera zoomed in, so that's why you can see it. And as you can see, the black light does wonders for the eyes. It actually looks really cool. I prefer this, so that's why I went and painted it. And the cool thing about this is that I don't have to keep it this way. Like, say somebody buys this figure from me eventually, if I felt like selling it, I can easily take off the black paint and the eye paint with a little bit of nail polish remover. But you want to be careful if you do that for other figures, because you could take the existing paint off. Like, for instance, he has the black paint under his eyes. If you don't know what you're doing, you can get it, or you can take that off too. So if you guys want to do this, if you have a Red Hulk figure, I'll tell you how. It's very simple. All you need is a couple of toothpicks. You're going to need black paint, obviously. I prefer to use Citadel paints because they tend to bond with the plastic very easily, so that you don't have to seal it and there's very little chipping. I do recommend sealing when you're doing like a whole body of a figure, but since I'm only doing touch-up portions, I didn't need to seal this. So I recommend that. And I use the Apple Barrel neon yellow and neon orange to do the eyes. And you can find that at Michael's and AC Moore and all those other hobby stores. It's very easy to come across, and they're cheap, pretty cheap, I would say. So, oh, and maybe even a small paintbrush. If you want, you can be meticulous and stay there and do all the nails with the toothpick, which is possible, and you're probably going to need it for the smaller nails on the toes. So that's all you're going to need to do is just paint that. Use a small fine tip paintbrush and get the rest of the nails. And painting the hair is pretty obvious. But for the eyes, what you want to do is take the Apple Barrel paint, and you want to pour some of it into something, just a little bit, just a little amount, and you want to dip the toothpick or a very, very, very small brush into it, and then just touch the eyes. And you're going to need about 3 or 4 coats, where it only dries. It dries in only like I want to say like 10 minutes roughly, maybe even 5. It dries really fast. So the reason you need so many coats is so it's visible. The first coat is kind of like it'll still glow, but only when you put the black light on. Like, you can't really see the yellow. So what you're gonna do is do a couple coats of that, and then you're gonna take a little bit of water, about, I want to say like 1/3 water and 2/3 of the orange paint, and you're gonna, like I said, you're gonna need just a little bit, like maybe just a drop or two, because you're not doing much with it. And then you're gonna mix it all up so the paint is like really watery, and you're gonna take like a small brush, like I said, or even the toothpick, and you're gonna dip it in that so that you got like a drop on the end of it, and then you're just gonna drop it into the eye like an eye drop, and it'll settle where it's gonna settle, and it just gives it so much character. So that's that. If you have any questions or anything, just comment or PM me, and I will gladly answer you. But I mean, the littlest thing makes the biggest difference. And I think this came out well. And it doesn't make it look like a totally different figure necessarily, but it gives it more character. You know, there's only 3 colors to this figure. It's red, well, 4 technically. It's red, white for the teeth, black hair, and then the blue pants. So to give it a little bit more color gives it more character, I think. And it looks good. So about this figure though, I wish they would have given you a variant head with the variant spiral, because I do love the Red Hulk. I just think it's a cool character. I know a lot of people hate him, but I like it. I think he's one of them like unfortunate people to have something happen to them. It's just, you know, ironic, not unfortunate, ironic. He's an ironic character because, you know, General Ross hates the Hulk and tries to kill him, and he ends up becoming one. So it's kind of cool. This right here is my favorite Hulk, or favorite art of Red Hulk. If he would hold this for me. Come on. It won't stand. It's being a pain. Anyway, I'll just hold it. As you can see, there's the Red Hulk over there in the corner, and it would have been nice to have a head like that where his hair is kind of more forward, and he's got a different expression on his face. Not necessarily that one, but it would be nice to see another expression other than that. And I love this team. It's just a really cool team. But yeah, I'm not gonna ramble anymore. That's just where I got kind of the idea for the Red Hulk from, to actually go and paint his eyes, because his eyes look like that. Well, for instance, there's his eyes glowing. So there you are. I'm gonna stop rambling now for 10 minutes. Alright, so I'm pretty much digging this setup right here. I didn't finish it because I meant to work on some flight stands for this week, but things didn't work out. Kind of busy. More so than I wanted to be busy, but you know, things come up, things happen. Anyway, I'll probably leave it like this until next week, just so that I can get a nice little group shot of these guys with some flight stands. I'm pretty much happy with every single pose here, except Spider-Man. It's just, I don't know. I feel like everybody does the crouching Spider-Man with the the web slinging hand. I couldn't really think of anything for him at the moment, so I'm gonna try a few things out, and maybe, you know, next week I'll show you guys how it went. And I might throw in a shield on Steve Rogers over there, and maybe his guns. I gotta go grab them from my storage container. I like the pose that I went with Spider-Woman there. Wolverine's satisfying. His pose is satisfying. Hawkeye, you know, there's not much you can do with Hawkeye, so I just kind of gave him that pose. And Thor, I was gonna have him in this kind of a pose. Let me switch hands. Might be easier. There we go. In this kind of a pose above them, or well, kind of above Hawkeye for the flight stand. I was going to use just like regular clear ones at first, but I didn't want you to be able to see them, considering I was going to have the whole picture, like, you know, probably from their feet up. And it's really hard to hide those bigger bases. And of course, I'm gonna have Iron Man in, you know, a pose like kind of like that. I was gonna do him in more of a like a hovering pose, but to conserve space here. Just so that I didn't, take up too much room and have to redo the picture and stuff. I don't know. I don't really know what I'm gonna do yet, but I do love this team. I did a picture already with all of them in that pose, except for Spider-Woman. She was standing up, but yeah, for the most part, I'm happy with the way this went. And like I said, I really like this team, so I put them all in those poses. Pretty much swamped with work and cleaning. You can see that I just have a pile of stuff here. There's figures, and I mean, I know some people would kill me for the way I'm just leaving these figures here. There's all kinds of random stuff. This is what I hate about having an idea and not cleaning up after I'm done and not having enough time. You can see I have like little projects that are all over the place here. All kinds of random figures, storage, bags. A lot to do. I'm not gonna complain. Alright, I feel like I drugged this on too long. I didn't have much for this week. Tomorrow I plan on going on a hunt, and I know that you guys want to see me go on some figure hunting videos and stuff, so I'm gonna try and take one tomorrow. I plan on going out to a store looking for some stuff, so I will probably have a better video next week. And as always, thanks for watching, and comment, rate, subscribe, all that stuff. Let me know what you guys want to see, stuff that I can make this show a little bit more interesting for you guys to watch. So yeah, let me know in the comments, and add me on Facebook and join the ACBA group and all that jazz. And yeah, I'll see you guys later.